Hi everybody and welcome to another episode of Flower Friday. Today we're going to be making this really cute vintage looking paper bag flower, and it's super easy. Look at that vintage center that I have in this one. That was sent to me by my friend Mandy. It was used to be some type of jewelry, but she sent it to me. She had a bunch of junk jewelry that she sent in the last rack. So this is what we'll be making next. All right everybody, let's get started. I am going to be using this Sizzix Leaves die. This is one that I picked up today from Hobby Lobby. Now, you don't have to use a die for this one. You can cut this shape out very easily. You don't need the tail, okay? You only need this part. So this would be really simple to, boy, you probably can't see that on my hand. It's like almost the same color. It's very cold here today and my hands are freezing. Let me find a piece of paper to put this on. Anyway, there, it should be easier to see. You could easily draw that shape and cut it out and make yourself a template and just trace around a bunch of, around your paper bag easily. And there are 3 sizes that this die comes with. I picked it up at Hobby Lobby because it was clearanced out. It was only $11.99. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get it. And they did have lots of stuff on clearance, and I'll do a haul video after this. But these would be the 3 sizes of leaves that we're going to use to make this flower. What I've done is I went ahead and I've cut out 8 of each of the sizes. And let me show you how to do your paper bag so you can get the most out of it at one time. Okay, so you're going to take your paper bag, and I just cut down the side here where the flap is at, right where that line is. Just going to cut that right out. Okay, and then I'm going to open the bag up. Like you're just going to find the other seam, but open it up and flatten it out. And then where your seam is at, just cut straight down that. So you're going to make one large piece of paper. And then you're going to fold that into thirds. So I'm going to fold it in half. Let me get this out of the way. I'm going to fold this in half. Wow, everything's fallen today. Fold this in half. And then I'm going to fold it in half again. And then you can send this through your die cut machine just like this. In fact, you can do 2 of these paper bags at once. So you only have to go to your die cut machine once. Okay, so super easy. So again, you're just going to cut off the flat part, the bottom part of the bag. Okay. And you can reuse this for something else if you'd like. And then you're going to find the other seam, the middle seam of the bag, and you're going to cut straight down that. And then you're going to fold your bag in half, and you're going to fold your bag in half again. Okay? And then you're going to cut your petals out of this. Okay, so it's super easy. All right, so to get started, what I've done is instead of just leaving the bags as they were, and you can definitely do that. I took my embossing folder and I'm using the Paper Studio, and this is the script one, and I embossed all of the leaves. And then I went and I took my Tim Holtz Distress Ink, the Festive Berries, and I went straight over it. This one has the vintage photo on it. I love the vintage photo. So let's go ahead and get started because this is super easy to put together and it won't take very long. What I did is you can just cut a circle out of scrap paper or punch one out, whatever you want to do. Okay. And then you're going to start with the biggest leaves first. Now you are going to need a pair of tweezers, and I'm going to be using my McGill tweezers, and these are the flat, straight tweezers. And these are perfect for grabbing your flower or the petal and twisting. Okay, and that's going to give you nice dimension here. Okay, McGill has a lot of videos, online flower tutorial videos, and they show this technique all the time. So almost every flower that they make, they twist the edges. So that's just something to keep in mind. You know, you just grab them with your tweezers, and they don't have to be straight. You can use the other kind as well, but I like these straight ones for it. And you just twist, and then you let go, and it gives that nice bend to the flower, to the petal. And now for the big ones, I'm also going to do the bottom side. And that's going to give me a nice kind of cup shape for these because I feel like they're too thin to really use the embossing tools on. So I just went ahead and I took my tweezers and I twisted both edges. And I twisted them the opposite way, so just keep that in mind. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of hot glue on the back. You use your glue of choice, and you can just leave this here, or you can snip it off. It doesn't matter. You don't need it. Okay, and then I just try and, when I'm gluing it down, I try and keep that fold in the petal. Okay, and the reason I do that is because it gives the petal that cupped shape that I normally get from using the embossing tools. And I'm just going to cut my ends off. So I'll twist one way on the bottom and then come back to the top and twist the other. Okay, and then that just gives you a nice cupped shape. And then when you go to glue, just make sure that you keep that kind of twisted there so it keeps that shape for you. Okay, and then I'm just going to set this right across from the other one. I still have a cold. I just can't, it's just a head cold now, but it's just, oh, it was kicking my butt earlier this week. And then the weather was super nice here. It was like in the 50s and something that's really totally unheard of in Illinois at this time of year. So I was really kind of bummed because I was kind of too sick to enjoy it. Okay. I am going to put 6 petals on the bottom, and I'm trying to keep them evenly spaced. So just keep that in mind. And if you rip it, it's okay. It's supposed to be a vintage looking flower, so it's not like it's the end of the world. And you'll notice that I'm not shy with the hot glue on these. And not for any other particular reason than I just want it to adhere down really fast because I don't want to lose my shape on the bottom. Okay. And I probably will start to speed this video up when we go to the next petals so that, oops, my glue gun's got something stuck on the end. So that, you know, you don't have to sit here and just listen to me sniffle and put this flower together. Okay. Now remember I said you do get 8 petals. I asked you to cut 8 petals. Now you don't necessarily need 8 petals for the bottom layer. Now by all means, if you choose to and you want a fuller looking flower, then go for it. Use all 8 petals. There's no issue with it, but I'm only going to use 6 on mine. Okay, so this is what our bottom layer looks like now. I need to get something behind this. I think it must be hard for you guys to see. My light above my workspace, the light bulb blew out, so Jim had to replace it, and it's like super bright now. Okay, so this is what we have right now. It's just a 6-petal flower. Now you could stop here, just put a nice bling center in the middle, and you have a really cute, simple paper flower. But you know me, and I'm not going to stop yet. So I've got this next set of petals to go ahead and do, and this is the medium-sized leaves. And what I'm going to do here is the same exact thing. I'm going to use the top. I'm going to turn the top with the tweezers, and I'm also going to turn the bottom with the tweezers, okay? And then I'm going to glue them down. Now I'm going to speed up the video here so you don't have to watch this, or so you don't have to, you know, watch this in real time, because it's the same exact procedure. Okay, so now we've got our second layer in. There's glue strings everywhere. I'm going to turn my heat gun on for just a second. Okay, so we've got the medium, or the second layer on the flower, and this is what we have so far. Now you can see it's already pretty full, and if You could just finish this off right here by putting a nice button center or a bling center in, and you would have a really cool flower. But I'm going to go ahead and put in one more layer, and I've got one more set of petals here to go ahead and use. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that started, and then like I said, I'll fast forward this part of the video. One thing on this portion, I'm only doing Okay, now this is what your flower looks like before you put the center in it. And as you can tell, it needs something else. This just isn't enough for the flower. You have to have the center in there because that's the focal point of this large flower. So I'm just going to find another vintage center that I like. And these are ones that my friend Mandy gave me. Just want to find a nice statement piece to put right in the center there. And I think I might like this one. What do you think? I think that one looks pretty good. So I'm going to put this one in the center here. Nice patina on the back here, really. This must be really old. This looks like a Christmas flower, almost like a poinsettia with this particular center in the middle. It looks like the berries. Really pretty. Okay, so that's what we have for today's Flower Friday. I hope that you give it a try, and if you do, I'd love to see what you come up with. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.